Welcome back to True Crime Kitten. Today we are going to Port St. Lucie, Florida. Despite the town being in Florida, it was not near any beach. The nearest mall was 20 minutes away. The only thing for teenagers in that town was an arcade called Super Play USA. But that only holds teen attention for so long. The town had not been made for anyone under the age of 25. The town was described as boring. There was nothing to do, so teenagers found ways to entertain themselves, although those ways were not necessarily legal. One of those teenagers was 17-year-old Tyler Hadley. His neighbors and family described him as a quiet boy who kept to himself. Tyler was 6'1", 160 pounds. He was described as socially awkward. He had a small group of his friends, and despite being unpopular, he was not bullied. In fact, he was invisible until Saturday, July 16th, 2011. That morning, he messaged his friends and told them he was going to have a party. And no one believed him. His parents, Mary Jo and Blake, were strict when it came to that type of thing, and they knew his parents would not let him do that. They also knew he'd never defy them in such a big way, despite already having a criminal record, which I will get to later. At 1:15 p.m., he posted, "Party at my crib tonight, maybe," on Facebook. At 8:15 p.m., he made another Facebook post that said, "Party at my house, HMU," although many of his friends were still skeptical. His friend Ashley Hayes messaged him, "Whoa, what? What if your parents come home?" He replied back with, "They won't. Trust me." Mike Young and a group of his friends decided to go to the party at the Hadley house. When Tyler answered the door to let them in, Mike said Tyler was anxious and clearly high. His eyes were wide and pupils were dilated. At the peak of the party, there were at least 60 kids. This didn't seem that suspicious, right? A kid is home alone for the first time. So he decides to throw a party. Now, here's where things get weird. When people asked Tyler where his parents were, he gave different people different answers. He told Ryan Stonecipher that his parents were in Orlando. He told Richard Waters, "They don't live here. This is my house." He told his 21-year-old friend, Mark Andrews, that they went to Georgia. At 12:30 a.m., Tyler told Mark's girlfriend that his father was dead. She did not know him well and thought he meant Blake died a long time ago. At 12:45 a.m., 20-year-old Anthony Snook arrived. He began to explore the house. He tried to get into the master bedroom and realized it was locked. As he walked away, he noticed a long, dark smear. He thought it was paint. Now we're gonna buckle up, hop into my time machine, and go back in time. I'm sure most of you already figured out there's something going on. So we're gonna take a look at a series of incidents that led up to the party. When Tyler was 10, he had a fight with his mom. He ran to Mark's house and told him he wanted to kill his parents. Mark told him parents piss off their kids sometimes, and that's normal. They laughed about it and never spoke about it again. Dee Dee Maynard stopped letting her son hang out with Tyler because she caught them smoking by the River Park Wildlife Preserve. She told Mary Jo, who shrugged it off and said, "Tyler doesn't smoke." 2 weeks later, Tyler and his friends set fire to that preserve. Because they were minors, they got off with slaps on the wrist. On April 11, 2011, Tyler got into a fight at a friend's house. He was arrested for aggravated battery. He was sentenced to 7 days at St. Lucie's County Jail, followed by 14 days of house arrest. Mary Jo took his phone as part of his punishment. In June 2011, Mary Jo had Tyler put on a psychiatric hold at New Horizons. She forced him to attend therapy. Things seemed to be doing better after that. 2 weeks before the party, Tyler's mom had taken away his phone, and he told Mercedes Marco that he wanted to kill her for it. 2 days before the party, Tyler told Marky Phillips he wanted to kill his parents and throw a huge party with their bodies in the house. 9:40 on the day of the party, he texted Matt Nobile, and Matt asked if he killed his parents yet. Tyler said not yet. Matt told him to do it. And now we're going to go back to the party. As Mark was leaving, Tyler told him he killed his parents. Mark told him, "Don't tell me that sort of thing. I don't need to know." At around 1 a.m., he told Kimberly Fabin he was going away for 60 years. He also confessed to Michael Mandel. Michael did not believe him, so Tyler took Michael to the master bedroom. There was a pile of chairs and blood-soaked towels in the room. Under the pile, Michael could see a leg sticking out. At around 5 p.m., Tyler took 3 ecstasy tablets. He found a claw hammer. He went to Mary Jo as she was working on the family computer, and he hit her in the head with the hammer. She screamed, which alerted Blake, who came running in. Tyler also beat his father to death with the hammer. He moved their bodies to the master bedroom. Despite knowing this, Michael stayed for another 45 minutes before he left, although he made sure he hid the Percocet pills because Tyler said he was going to kill himself. At 2 a.m., most of the kids left, but all those kids leaving at 2 a.m. was the final straw. One of the neighbors called the cops. When the cops showed up, Tyler had the 20 remaining partygoers hide and convinced the cops the party was over and he was cleaning up. The cops believed him and left. At 2:30 a.m., people started to get suspicious of Tyler's behavior. He was checking the blinds and windows like he thought they were going to be watched. He turned off the lights in the house as well, despite the party still going on. He told David Garcia the party was fun. "I might have another one tomorrow night. Might be going away for a while." By 3 a.m., everyone was gone. At 4:40 a.m., Tyler posted, "Party at my house again. Hit me up," on Facebook. By that point, officers Adrian Zamoyski and Charles Green had been dispatched to his house because Michael Mandel had called Crime Stoppers when he got home. Officer Green went to the house and peeked in under the blinds where he could see Tyler walking back and forth with what he described as a disturbing look on his face. He also noted his eyes were wide and he was not blinking. Tyler was talking to himself as he grabbed stacks of books off the bookshelf and took them into the bedroom where he threw them on the floor. Officer Green watched him do this twice more before knocking. Tyler turned off all the remaining lights in the house and then answered the door with his left arm behind his back. Officer Zamoyski drew his gun and ordered Tyler to the ground, where he handcuffed him. When asked if his parents were home, he said no. He was incoherent and seemed panicked. His pupils were still dilated. When the officers took him outside to wait in the car and went back in, he began to scream at them, telling them they were not allowed to go into the house. As police went through the house, they found it completely trashed from the party. They went into the bedroom where they found his parents' bodies. His arrest shocked everyone in the area. Despite him frequently talking about killing his parents, no one actually thought he would do it. During the investigation, police questioned many of Tyler's friends and neighbors. One friend, who wished to remain anonymous, said the following: "He was under a lot of pressure, and his parents never let him be himself, and honestly, I think that they caused everything that happened. His parents always expected him to be someone else that he wasn't, and that's not right. Anything Tyler would do, he'd be wrong for it. He just broke. Honestly, he got crazy because of it. If you have that much hate for somebody, then you actually would do something like that." What in the victim-blaming bullshit? His parents deserved to die because they didn't want their son engaging in criminal activities and taking illegal drugs and committing aggravated battery and setting fire to wildlife preserves. Great victim blaming. Go fuck yourself. Tyler tried to blame what he did on Blake not being his real dad. Blake was confirmed to be Tyler's biological father, and I could not find a reason why he lied about that. But even if Blake wasn't his real dad, that's not an excuse to kill them. He also tried to say he did it because Blake punched him once. I couldn't find anything that said whether he did or did not, so we're going to take that with a grain of salt as well. And again, even if he did punch him one time in the past, well, that's abuse, and I do not tolerate that. It's not a reason to murder them years later. When those excuses failed, he blamed drugs. The drugs Tyler had been doing were weed, bath salts, ecstasy, Xanax, Percocet, and Oxycontin. On top of those drugs, none of which he had a prescription for, he was also taking 2 prescribed medications, hydroxyzine and citalopram. Hydroxyzine is an anti-anxiety medication that I myself take. It can also be used as an antihistamine for bad allergies, among other uses if prescribed by a doctor for those reasons. From what I read about citalopram, it's an antidepressant. And according to Mayo Clinic, you should consult with a doctor before taking other medications with citalopram, especially illegal drugs. Mayo Clinic also said that, and I quote, citalopram may cause some teenagers and young adults to be agitated, irritable, or display other abnormal behaviors. It may also cause some people to have suicidal thoughts and tendencies, or to become more depressed. In order to make the drug defense seem real, he wrote a letter to Michael Mandel, saying despite Michael turning him in, he forgave him. He also said, "I wish I never started taking that damn pill. None of this would have happened. I regret everything I did. I swear it's the drugs, man." Except there is countless amounts of proof that it was premeditated. He told Michael he wanted to wait until his brother moved out to kill his parents. That was 6 weeks before the murders and a week before he started the prescribed medications. He told inmates he had known he was going to kill his parents 3 weeks before the party. There were letters he wrote in which he bragged about the party going viral and called himself Hambo, as in Rambo plus Hammer. Thankfully, the judge and jury did not buy any of his excuses, which, quite frankly, were bullshit. He was sentenced to 2 life sentences. The defense tried to appeal and get a 40-year sentence, but a judge denied that and upheld the original sentence. And that's it for today's episode. I hope you kittens enjoyed it. And I'm sure hearing about all this murder, you need some self-care. Well, with the Introvert's Retreat subscription box, you can enjoy a book, your choice of cocoa, tea, or coffee, a candle, and bath salts or soaps. You can find the links below. I'll be getting my first box soon, and once I get it, I will be doing a live unboxing. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, all the YouTube shit. And until next time, keep your claws sharp, kittens.